Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think I have to restart recording. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum, dear NEDAC members and respected participants. Welcome to join our stage 1 training for artificial intelligence and machine learning. I am Javed Hanif Rao, General Secretary NEDAC and Chair Training Committee. I am thankful to Mr. Farooq, a member of our training committee who coordinated this training with NED scholars. And I am extremely thankful to Dr. Mohammad Sohail Ahmed and Sayyid Umaid Ahmed Sahab for sparing their time for this training from NED scholars. I wish to give brief introduction for both gentlemen. Dr. Mohammad Sohail Ahmed Sahab is a professor of engineering management at Eastern Michigan University. He received PhD degree from Wayne State University, Detroit, USA. Ahmed was a research scientist at the university and was one of the leading researchers on four National Institute of Standards and Technology automotive research grants worth $8 million. His research contributed to the area of dimensional control, reliability, problem solving, decision making, and auto body digital virtual build, project management, machine learning, NLP, decision support system, and much more. In 2008, Dr. Ahmed founded NED Scholars, a non-profit charity organization to support NED and young NEDians. NED Scholars provide scholarships, financial support, technical training, and mentorship to NEDians on a need-come-merit basis and guide them throughout their studies at NED. As of 2023, NED Scholars has developed CAD, CAM, and CAE labs, sponsored hundreds of training and internship programs, distributed more than 700 laptops, and provided more than 500 scholarships worth $300,000 and distributed $125,000 in zakat. Dr. Ahmed is currently serving as the president of NED Scholars. Now, a few words about our friend Sayyid Umaid Ahmed. He has completed Masters of Engineering in Mechatronics in 2021. He has a vast experience in working on robotics and computer vision-based projects. He is a senior Python developer. He is currently serving as a senior machine learning engineer and doing PhD in computer vision and artificial intelligence. He is product owner of Animal Passport, which is actually first biometric app of Pakistan for animal registration. So this was the two words about these two respected people who will be giving us information and knowledge about it. Before starting giving mic to Dr. Sohail Saab to start the discussion and the presentation, just want to share some housekeeping rules. My request will be to keep all mics off and all videos also be kept off to keep the quality of the presentation and to avoid the disturbance. Any question from the audience can be placed in the chat box, which shall be answered at the end of the presentation by Dr. Sohail Saab and Umaid Saab. So I think this is what now I will request our President Ghulam Hussain Malik Saab to say a few words. I hope he has joined already. Maybe he is.
Assalamu alaikum.
Malik Saab, please go ahead.
Sorry, I got a technical difficulty.
It happens.
So can everybody can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Good morning and hopefully everybody is fine and ready to, especially Dr. Sohail Ahmed and Sayyid Umaid Ahmed is going to give us AI and ML training today or overview. I don't know whether it is an overview or a detailed training, but I stand before you today as the president of NED Alumni Canada, as a STEAM association comprised of alumni from famous NED University of Engineering and Technology. It is an honor to address you all at this training session on AI and machine learning, unleashed by the renowned Dr. Sohail Ahmed, the founder of NED Scholar blog. First and foremost, I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Ismail Ahmed and Umaid Ahmed for sharing his experience and their experience and knowledge with us today. His contribution to the field of AI and machine learning are commendable, and we are truly fortunate to have him as our speaker, presenter, and trainer. I would also like to acknowledge the efforts and dedication of our organizing committee in arranging this training. It is their hard work and commitment that we are able to come together as a community and expand our understanding of these cutting-edge technologies. As the president of NEDAC, I'm proud to say that this is our second training session since our election victory in May 23. We are committed to provide valuable learning opportunity for our members, helping them stay updated with the latest advancement in their respective fields. Today, training session on AI and machine learning is a testament for our dedication in fostering continuous growth and development among our alumni. These technologies have transferred various industries and have become integral to our daily life. By equipping ourselves with the knowledge and skills in AI and machine learning, we can navigate the evolving landscape, contribute to innovation, and remain at the forefront of our respective domains. Furthermore, I would like to share some upcoming plans and initiatives that NEDAC has in store for our members. We recognize an importance of professional certifications such as Primavera PMP. Therefore, we are actively working towards organizing training sessions and workshops to assist our members in acquiring these certifications. Additionally, we are committed to provide guidance and support to our members who are pursuing their professional engineering designation. We firmly believe that success of our unlike community lies in collaboration with the mentorship and continuous learning. As NEDAC, we strive to foster an environment where an alumni can connect, share experience, seek guidance, and collaboration on professional and personal growth. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to all the attendees of their presence and this training session. I encourage you to embrace the knowledge of shared today and apply it in your professional endeavors. Let us continue to learn, grow, and make significant contribution to the field of AI and machine learning. Thank you once again, and I wish you all fruitful and enlightening training session. Thank you. Bye now.
Hello. Dr. Sohail, can you please take over and start the presentation?
Sure. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you for your kind introduction, Javed Sahab. I appreciate it well. So while Umaid is trying to start the presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Farooq Saab to approaching me and requesting me to do this presentation. It is an honor for us. We think that knowledge is something that is, when it is imparted, it helps out everybody. And as a part of our process with respect to the knowledge sharing, we always think that when we share our individual knowledge with each other, it helps not only the organizations, but also help us in to ensure that we are not making the same mistakes that other persons have done. So again, thank you. It is an honor for us. I would just want to take few minutes to let you guys know that Umaid, who is with me today, helping me out over here. Umaid is one of my earlier student at NED Scholars. He graduated a few years back, but this is the type of product that we are very proud of, alhamdulillah. Umaid's work you will going to be witnessing over here. What we are going to do today is to give you a brief description of what AI and ML is. At the same time, we're going to show you some applications that are there and how you can think about utilizing AI in your own field. Now, AI is very vast. ML is also very vast. And you're going to see that there is a connection between them. You will also going to witness something about how to take AI and apply in your actual workplace and what it takes to become a skilled member of AI community. So that will be my last thing that we'll be discussing. And what I would like you to do is to pose as many questions as they come to your mind. And I hope somebody will be picking up all these questions for our final discussions. As I said, the topic is huge. So we're going to only cover maybe, I will say 5 to 6% of what it is. But the idea is to give you an understanding the enormous domain AI and ML has and how it will be changing the society at large and how it will be affecting every job in the world. So having said that, again, it will be appreciated if you have your mic muted. You might have several questions. So whenever a question pops up in your mind, just write it down in the chat box. And inshallah, we will take care of those questions at the end of the day. Umaid, you can continue now, please.
Yes, sir, let me start. Basically, today we are...
आप mute हो गए हैं.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, now it's
Go
fine.
ahead, please.
Today, the topic of our discussion is artificial intelligence and machine learning. And as far I have seen the participants asking questions, so we will be going from the very basics. Okay. So let me start. And in the discussion, I will use Urdu and English both in order to deliver the idea in a clear manner. If you have questions, you can write it down. So today we are discussing the AI, the big picture, the machine learning, data science, and all of the things. So let us start. And what is the basic usage of AI and how we can use it in our job role and how it is going to change the world. So let us start from the basic definition. And before going to the definition, we will be sharing a lot of examples in this presentation as well. So inshallah, you will not get confused about the applications and about the term definition and about the jargon words you are referring into the presentation. So basically, AI hai kya? Or what is AI and why we are using AI? We are going to clear everything. So let's start from the definition. In simple words, I can say we are going to mimic the human intelligence into machines. And as far as the presentation is saying, the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and learn like humans. So basically, you are going to take the human intelligence and mimic it in machines. And basically machines are able to perform such tasks that humans do in their daily life. So this is you can say it as a big picture of AI. अब जब हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात करते हैं तो हम कहते हैं जी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस ह्यूमन क्या क्या कर सकते हैं जी ह्यूमन कैन थिंक ह्यूमन कैन राइट ह्यूमन कैन सी in a holistic sense you can say we have 5 senses. We can see, we can hear, we can touch, we can feel. So technology, the basic use of technology, or you can say technology are doing the same things that human can. So why we are preferring AI, why we are preferring the mimicking of human intelligence to machine? So that's the topic of discussion today. तो अच्छा हम बात कर रहे हैं एआई पे तो हम पहले ये बताते हैं जी बेनिफिट्स क्या हैं किसी भी चीज को समझते हैं वी आर गोइंग थ्रू द डेफिनेशन एंड वी आर टेलिंग दैट व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ एआई. अच्छा अगर मैं आपसे ना अभी डायरेक्टली बेनिफिट्स शेयर करना शुरू कर दूं इन द फॉर्म ऑफ लॉन्ग प्रेजेंटेशन सो यू विल गेट कंफ्यूज्ड अ लिटिल कि यार ये क्या बात कर रहे हैं they are जो है ना they are capturing in terms. So I have decided to start this presentation with a technical project in order to give you the finest explanation what AI can do. If we can read the presentation, you can read similar points that it can reduce the cost of performing work. It can perform your task, your daily life task, whether it's from mechanical engineering, from electrical engineering, from irrespective of the field, it can perform your task much faster. It is more consistent than human work. Human can become frustrated by attending long meetings and extracting the data. But AI can't get frustrated. It has increased productivity, profitability. So today, before going to the technical things or the technical definitions or the technical characteristics, I am going to explain my definition of AI with the help of an example. So let me move towards this slide. And in this slide, I have written a line that is a test case of inspection of mega solar power plants. From this project, I am going to explain the benefits of AI. So I really want everyone to focus on this project. And this project is a published research paper with the applied project as well. So everyone in the meeting knows about solar power plants. Fine, everyone knows about that. In order to generate electricity, we are consuming the light from the sun and we are generating electricity with the help of solar panels. So what is the case of AI today? I am going to define. So let me go to show you something that would be explaining the AI in a very technical, in a very beautiful way. So today I am telling you about my research work and make it very simple. Don't get confused. I will make it very, very simple. मैं आपसे इतनी आसान बातें करूंगा कि you will get to know, you will get to dive into the benefits of AI. Mega solar power plant. जिसने solar panel, if you haven't seen the solar panel, you can see this is the solar power plant. The biggest solar power plant of Pakistan, that is Qaid-e-Azam Solar Park. Okay, so today we are discussing AI, how we can use AI in such a project. अब मैं अपनी बात को थोड़ा सा आसान करता हूँ, गुफ्तगू को आसान करता हूँ. There is a company in Karachi, in Pakistan. There is a pharma company. जी हमारे पास कराची शहर में एक फार्मा कंपनी है. They sometime in 2021, it was 2021, they called me, their project manager called me. उन्होंने हमें कहा कि यार we have 70 buildings inside the boundary wall of a company. Okay, I said fine. So what's the issue? They told me that inside these, on the top of these 70 buildings, there is a stream of solar panels attached. Let me show you a picture. Here you can see a single picture. They told me that on every roof, there are 70 buildings inside the boundary, and they told that on every roof, there are 75 panels attached on each of the roof. So in total, there are 5,000 panels in a boundary wall of a company. So I asked the project manager, I asked their manager, then what is the issue? So they told me that we have a team of manual laborers. हमारे पास कुछ लोगों की एक टीम है और उस टीम का एक टास्क है जी, रोज जब सुबह होती है, they go towards every roof. जी जब सुबह होती है वो जी हर छत पे पहुंच जाते हैं, फिर क्या करते हैं जी, वो छत पे जाकर they are making the manual reports कि panel number 1 is dirty right now, panel number 2 is clean right now, panel number 3 is dirty right now. So I asked them, what is the total time taken to complete this process? So they told me कि हमें ये report बनाने में in 70 buildings with a total of 5,000 solar panels कितना वक्त लग जाता है? They told me that it usually took 5 days to just make a report that are in 5,000 solar panels, 2,000 are dirty and 3,000 are clean. So they asked me to reduce that time using the technology of artificial intelligence. I have put forward my case in front of you. अब मैं इस केस को थोड़ा सा रिवाइज करता हूं जल्दी से कि भाई एक टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी ने हमें कांटेक्ट किया और उन्होंने हमसे कहा कि वी हैव अ रूफ, हमारे पास जो है एक कंपनी बाउंड्री वॉल है और देयर आर 70 बिल्डिंग्स, इन ईच बिल्डिंग्स देयर आर अराउंड 75 to 80 पैनल्स इंस्टॉल्ड ऑन द टॉप रूफ. आई सेड ओके. उन्होंने कहा जी हमारे पास हर बिल्डिंग पे एक छत है और छत पे जी बहुत सारे पैनल्स लगे होते हैं. तो दे आस्क्ड मी कि हमें 5 दिन लग जाते हैं इस रिपोर्ट को बनाने में कि डैड दिस पैनल इज डर्टी, दिस पैनल इज क्लीन. और जब रिपोर्ट बनती है दे प्रोवाइड द रिपोर्ट टू द ऑपरेशंस मैनेजर and then operations manager made an Excel sheet and emailed that Excel sheet towards the main authority, towards the head of the department. Then head of the department released the contract for cleaning the panels to another third party company. उन्होंने मुझसे कहा कि ये प्रोसेस होने में 5 दिन लग जाते हैं सिर्फ ये पता करने में कि हमारी 70 बिल्डिंग्स पे जो 5,000 पैनल्स हैं उसमें से कितने साफ हैं, कितने साफ नहीं है, कितने डर्टी हैं. तो दे आस्क्ड मी टू सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम थ्रू एआई. अब मैं आपके सामने केस रखता हूं. वी हैव reduced this time period from 5 days, you can say 120 hours, from 5 days to just 4.7 minutes. How? मतलब आपने ऐसा क्या किया? आप कह रहे हैं ना AI can reduce the workload, AI can perform better than the manual labor, AI can provide you a lot of benefits, it can save a lot of time. How? तो अब हमने क्या किया मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा. वी हैव कैप्चर्ड एन इमेज यूजिंग अ ड्रोन. हमने एक ड्रोन बुलाया, हमने एक ड्रोन इस्तेमाल किया. वी हैव वीडियो, आई विल शो यू द वीडियो एज वेल. और उस ड्रोन ने क्या करना है जी, उड़ते हुए जाना है और उस ड्रोन ने विद इन 5 सेकेंड एक बिल्डिंग को कैप्चर कर लिया. वी कैलकुलेटेड दैट इन 4 minutes the drone is traveling all over the company, and in just a minimum time period of 3.7 minutes, the drone has captured the images of 5,000 solar panels. And we use an AI algorithm. You can see that is the object detection or traditional image processing algorithm. And we have counted each and every panel and also generated the report of the panel as well. If you can see here that the drone is following a fixed path, it is capturing images and it is telling us that these are the total reports, and the drone is also generating an Excel sheet telling me the number of panels are dirty, these proportion of panels are clean. So let us see the video, and you can, before seeing the video, I I want you to just focus on this line. The inspection timeline for the same process was about 120 hours. Before AI, the similar process was taking 120 hours to solve this problem, and it is reduced to just 5 minutes. Means 99.93% of the time is saved through AI. And we have also provided the calculation that how the flight and how the algorithm of AI is making our life easier. Before moving to the presentation again, let me show you a little video of the working process, how the drone is flying and how it is making the videos. So you are checking my screen, and on that screen you can see the video as well. Let me zoom it a little bit so you can get what is happening here. So basically it's nothing, it's just a drone flying over the park of solar panels, and it is making the predictions for the clean and unclean panels with a percentage accuracy. And on the back end, it is automatically generating the Excel sheet, saving the work of 5 days to just 4.7 minutes. So why I am showing this video, the purpose of showing this video is to make you sure, is to make you confirm that how AI can increase productivity, how AI can provide profitability to our work, and how the cost of manual labor is saved. So this is the my type, you can say this is my way of explaining how AI is better and how AI is changing the scenario for the technological world. So let us move towards the next slide. Dr. Saab, will you
Sure,
like
please.
to add your points, or I have to continue?
No, let me do it. So as Umaid showed you this particular video and explain you this his paper, the idea over here was to ensure that you understand that there is a way of shrinking the time. There is a way of doing work quickly, and then there is a way of increasing efficiency and effectiveness, both at the same time. So when we talk about the AI, the consistency is very important. And the way we respond, the machine respond to the human and the human respond to the machine, we've been using that methodology for a long time, but we didn't have the ability until a decade ago to basically process these things. So what has happened in the past 10 to 15 years is that our processing capabilities have enormously increased, which basically and have enabled us to make these type of applications effectively and ensure that the calculations that are going in the back end can be done very, very quickly. Now, there are a lot of AI machines that you can see around you. And one of the biggest one that I keep telling everybody is what we see in Web 3.0, which talks about smart algorithm, or and one of the things which you have commonly see is what we call as a chatbot. Now, the chatbot is something is a chatting device or it's chatting application, but on the back end there is an AI that is communicating with the customer. It's a very, very effective tool. A lot of things that you've been doing, you will be able to replicate that human behavior, the type of questioning, because majority of the time the chat, the person who is sitting on the back other side of the chat as the customers providing the customer service, they are there just to help you out. So they have a script. From there they read things for you. So instead of a human being reading that items for you, the chat box basically uses an AI to perform that particular task. Can you move forward, please? Next slide. Omar,
Let me move it forward, sir. You
yes,
have the
please.
controls,
Yeah,
I
next.
think.
Hmm?
You have the controls.
Okay.
I will for the controls. Okay.
Okay. So here's a very simple picture which represent a tree of AI. And there are two parts of it. A lot of people ask us the question like what it takes to be in the AI business, or what it takes to learn about AI, what it takes to be skill set, develop skill set in AI. So here's a basic thing. There are certain things. There are certain things over here which we call as the foundations. And there are certain things which we call as technology and applications. Everything depends upon your foundation. What do you know? Okay. We, from the very, as an engineer, we are all grown up as a problem solver. So we learn the technique of problem solving. All right. While we are doing problem solving, if we are a mechanical engineer, we learn about mechanical aspect of the task. So we learn about robotics. While we are learning about robotics, we know that in engineering, we will going to be working with mathematics, the calculus, the statistics, the fuzzy logic. Okay. If we are in the sciences, then we are learning about biology, the sociology, psychology, human behaviors. Okay. While we are doing a philosophical aspect, we are learning about human behavior, we are learning about philosophy. Then we have neurologists and neuroscientists. All these are the basis or the foundation on which the AI depends upon. You have to have these basic knowledge. You need to understand linguistic to basically understand and teach a machine the linguistic. You need to be an engineer to teach the machine how to solve an engineering problem. Okay. So you need to have a skill set in human behavior to identify a machine or create a machine that can help in customer services, right? So all these things are the foundation for your AI. Now, based on this, people have developed several technologies and applications. In linguistic, for example, we've been working on what we call as natural language processing. We've been working on speech recognition. We've been working on, in the area of vision, we are working on computer vision. In the computer vision, we are working on the way you have seen the last video, that they are capturing a video through drone and then basically transforming that into a specific recognition criteria. And what is this? They're recognizing, number one, that there is a solar panel. Number two, whether the solar panel is dirty or not. So those are recognition features. So you will see that with respect to application, there can be several applications. You've been playing around with Siri or Hey Google or Alexa. These are all voice recognitions, all right? And they depends upon this this particular basic technology on NLP. On the other hand, in a bigger sense, we are seeing something which we call in the civil engineering arena as smart cities. So there are smart cities around, and the latest one that you can see, the smart cities which are very popular in China and in the Middle East. We still are not creating, have not created a very distinguishable smart city within the North America time frame. Can you move forward, please? Next slide. Okay. So what is the goal of AI? what is the actual goal we want to do with respect to AI? It is to create intelligent machines. Now, when we say intelligent machine, you can go back to the first slide that Umaid was discussing, that those 4 or 5 characteristics that are there should be around. But if you look at the perspective, when we talk and when we create a technology, we want to create a technology either for the community or we want to do it for a company. When we are talking about a corporation, the business process and the business sense is the most important thing. And in order for a business to survive and to flourish, it is important that they are creating new products and they are creating new services. So either of the two will going to create a business process and a business proposition which will be profitable. So AI helps you to be creative. AI helps you to be effective, to be productive. And the most important thing, the AI helps you in problem solving, in decision making. And that decision making is one aspect of human being which we have difficulties in passing out. For example, later on, we'll show you a slide where we show you how the information or the data is converted into knowledge. But go back to the previous one. One of the thing, the next one, sorry. Yeah. So the one thing you will going to see that artificial intelligence, whether you are using AI or the robotics, since 2000, it has been, the cost of these things are coming down. On the other hand, the human work cost is going up. Again, I'm not going to get into the discussion about whether it is right or wrong. That ethical questions are already there. We know that. The question becomes that if the objective of a application or a machine is to ensure high efficiencies and high effectiveness, and okay, then if that is the goal, then we'll forget about all the other goals. Now, there is a comment that says that use of AI should focus on replacing human. Well, that is a misconception that it is something will replace human. In a short term, I don't see that thing happening. A machine still needs human. There are ways where machines are self-learning, and we'll talk about it in a minute. Can you keep moving, Umaid? So there are several benefits, and I'll want to just go through with the 2 or 3 very quickly. One is what Umaid have shown you. These are automatic visual inspection tools. So what Umaid have shown you is an example, is a great example of inspection. It's a visualization, it's an image recognition, and then based on that image recognition, you're doing a very, very simple calculation, but a very effective and very responsive calculation. All right. We will show you, maybe if we have some time at the end, we're going to show you an application that you can use at home to create a machine learning tool for yourself that will recognize an object for you. And look at it. When you can recognize an object, then you can think about the applications that it can have. There will be several of them. Some of these applications can be as simple as your workplace. And if you are working in a plant, for example, and one of the things that you are doing is gauging or you are inspecting through visual, doing a visual inspection. So that visual inspection can be replaced by a robot or by a AI. So that's what Umaid's previous example was showing you. Then we have things like generative design. And the generative design is again a huge or a big concept where what we are doing is, in the old days, I don't know if you are in the CAE arena or in the computer aided engineering arena, then you will remember that we were using modular designs. And the modular design concept, and whether we are using Nastran or any other CAE software, in the design side, what we were doing at that time, that where let's say we have two parts, and we were trying to, let me open this thing and show it to you. Let's say we have two parts, okay? And these two parts, when they come together, right? So there has to be a space over here that will fit this particular battery. Now, if the space is not correct, if it is not fitting correctly, there is a variation in that, then it will be difficult for it to merge and become one part. In the old days, the modular design used to do something, it's like, okay, this is bigger than that, so don't do it. It will going to give you a message on your screen that it is not compatible. Nowadays, in the generative design, and I'll show you a video later on, you can just give the input to the system that I want a part that can take care of a battery of this size. Done. And it will create you that particular design. And it's not going to generate one design. It will give you multiple designs. And that's what the power of generative design is. It gives you several outputs that can meet your requirement. Can you click one time, please? Okay. So this is one of the example of generative design. In Toronto, there is the Autodesk Technology Center is designed using generative technology, generative design technology. The AI tool that they have used is the AI tool that is present in Autodesk AutoCAD products. Okay, and what it has done is that it has talked to several people and employees who will be working in that particular building, ask them about what type of shape they want to see for their workspace, how big should be the space between them and the other worker, and all these parameters that are important for a human being to work in a productive work environment. They used that and created in design, multiple design, and within those design, they just selected one to create this building. I think this building was there in 2017 or so. I can't remember the exact date, but that building is there right now. And you can see it that it is again a concept that was generated from the generative design. Click one more time. There is another thing called the digital twins. This is a product. Okay. So these are the things which are there in the digital twin is a virtual factory. So if you look at it, what the digital twin will do, that it will replicate mathematically what it see physically. So there is a motor over there, and the next motor over there, which is the line motor, which is the CAD drawing, is basically generated by just looking at that particular image. So it's a virtual factory, virtual part environment, which we call as a digital twin. See, there are some basic technologies that are available, and you can use them right out of the shelf. Next slide, please. Now, there was a question, there was a comments that was passed that there are biases. Definitely. Just like human being, we are the one who created the machines. We have biases. Machine automatically get that virus. So machine have limitations. Machine has their own biases. And I can tell you one example. In 2019, just before COVID, in Detroit, the city council was discussing to put down these cameras all over the cities, and specifically in the area where a gas station exists, they would like to capture the image and also do a facial recognition. All right. The issue was that these visual visualization and image recognition, when it comes to person of dark color like me, it is very difficult to get the contour correctly. And so in 2019, the software that were an application that were available in the market for facial recognition they were not efficient enough to recognize a Black person correctly. So African Americans, dark skin color person like me, they will never be able to recognize them because the tones are different. All right. So there was a huge debate about it. But if you look at it today, we have tools that can recognize it very, very effectively with no problem. Okay. The issue with that several people think about the AI is that they don't have a human touch and feel. Maybe we started relying on AI too much. One of the biggest drawback of AI in the social media spectrum is the concept of engagement. That you are on your Facebook, and Facebook has an algorithm that will ensure that your engagement with the application increases. It will keep you hooked with the phone. That's a drawback, but it is intentional drawback. It is not something that the machine have learned on its own. It is something that was incorporated in the design of the code so that engagement will be there, because this is how they will make money. So remember, if something is given to you free of cost, look at closely, there might be something different over there which is not free. And we are now finding that thing out very easily, how things are different. One of the things which we are seeing over here is that most of these people think that AI will going to, many people will lose their job. You always create a new job. Okay. It's not that you are losing a job. What will happen is that because now the systems are getting more efficient. So instead of 5 people, we need 1 person only. Okay. So what we have to start thinking as a human being is that human will not going to have more time for themselves rather than working for themselves to have bread and butter on the table every day. So for that bread and butter on the table on the day, they don't have to work those many hours. So this is something that has if we want to talk about it later on, we can discuss this thing. But this is something philosophical. Which is a little bit different than the topic of discussion today, but that is also been researched and been investigated. Next slide, please. Yes, very well said, Zohamedi. Yeah, that is the case. Now, one of the things which we want to know is what AI can and cannot do. Okay. There are things that we want to make sure that for every company, they are looking for to be profitable. And in the capital society, the profitability and the benefits for your shareholders is the key. So the thing that the company would like to achieve is that they are putting down things, they are putting down the processes within their own firm, which can create economic value for them, profitability for them. Okay. When we use the AI help us to make decisions. And there are 3 basic type of decisions that we are making through AI. One is we call as assisted intelligence. This is the lowest level of AI. What we are doing is basically monitoring something and diagnosing it. Right? This is the lowest level. Then we have what we call as autonomous intelligence. And autonomous intelligence is a little bit higher. And what it is saying that we have a autonomous vehicle. We have a robot that can work on its own. The machine will make its own decisions. Okay. You might have heard about the new drones that are being used in the Ukraine war right now, and they make their own decision. They will going to find out the target. They will going to analyze whether the target has to be hit or not. All right. And then the kill portion decision is also made by the machine. So there is no human interaction. And this is the dangerous part when it comes to using AI into an arena where you are taking life. But that is the extreme case of an autonomous intelligence. Majority of our intelligence are in augmented intelligence, where we are somewhere in the low level and the high level. We are somewhere in the middle, and we are utilizing human and AI working together. And one of the things that we will going to do is later on to show you that this portion that what we call as the augmented intelligence is the one that is getting more momentum in manufacturing arena. One of the basic concepts that have emerged in the past 6-7 years is the accessibility of cobots. These are robots, but if you remember, the old type of robots used to be in a cage. You have to teach them a repetitive job, and that's it. The cobot are the one that work in collaboration with the human. So it will work side by side with the human, and there is no cage. And they will work together. If you click on one time, I think I might have a slide for that. Here you go. So this is where a robot is working with the human being. So it recognizes that the presence of a human. It understands the limitation of the human. It will ensure that it will not going to hurt the human. All these things are built in cobots. And cobots are now very, very popular. One of the most popular things that we have seen in the past 2 years, the largest number of cobots have been sold in USA in the past 2 years alone. Now, there is something called artificial brain. We don't have, a lot of people ask me, is there something called artificial brain? I don't think so. There is anything like that available yet. Whether it will be in the future, a machine that can work on its own, talks on its own, make awareness of just like a human awareness. Can we have something like that? I doubt, but I might be wrong totally. Next slide, please. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, let's talk about some of the technology that goes inside. One of them is which is growing very, very rapidly nowadays. It started back in the 2010 time frame, but now it has gone, it has more acceptance in the field, which we call as the augmented intelligence. This is where you combine the performance of human being and the machine together. That's what augment means. So you are augmenting two personalities, two things together. So an augmented machine basically have more abilities than a human, but it is a machine that work in combination with the human, right? Some of the basic examples of this, which we are seeing nowadays, are cybercrime. Cybercrime in the information assurance and cybersecurity are the area where machine and human work together to basically capture any type of cybercrime. E-commerce decision, majority of them are made in an augmented arena where you go and view, for example, if you are working in Amazon business, you can go and view some basic demand and sales data sets, use some sort of a business intelligence to use the displays, and then make decision about what to buy and what not to buy. Okay, and somebody just wrote a few minutes ago about that it is in finance, AI is being used, and yes, AI is being very effective in high frequency stock market and trading nowadays, and microseconds decisions make you millions. Next slide, please. So here are when we say how intelligence with respect to humans and machine, a very common scenario is that there are certain areas where AI outperform, and these are a few things. Hold on, these are the few places where it outperform, and here are some places which are highlighted over here where it is still lagging. For example, we still are not sure how accurate the emotions are, whether they are the positive or negative emotions. So AI that can recognize emotions, we had programs for that. Maybe earlier 2015 onwards, we have started creating programs that can do emotions. I just was 3 years ago, I was working with a company over here, and what we were doing is it's an autonomous vehicle. They were developing an autonomous vehicle, and the idea was that when you're sitting down in an autonomous vehicle, all right, and autonomous vehicle, one of the things which we like to do is to make sure that the person is comfortable, the passengers are comfortable, they are not afraid. We know a lot of people still have their fear in sitting down AV. So the idea that we presented is that if we can recognize the emotion of a person, we can use the emotion to justify how to control the machine. For example, if we think that the person sitting down, the passenger, is a little bit afraid, okay, so how can we comfort the person? So let's say we are driving at a speed of 65 miles an hour, and we feel that the passenger is not comfortable. Then that comfort is showing as a part of a fear emotion that we can slow down the AV. So these are the type of scenarios that we were doing at that time, but catching the right emotion by using the face is not very simple. And still, we have not sure to capture that particular emotion in the right way. That second thing, which is machines are not very capable of, is imagination. Okay, so you will see in examples after examples that the imagination capability are limited, although they are better than ours, but it's still limited. For example, when we say generative design, they will give you multiple design, but they might not be very creative, very, very creative. The new technologies that we are developing will going to have this tendency. So these imagination portion will going to go away. Why? Because machine will also be expanding its own existing knowledge. And that's the beauty of a human, that when they expand their existing knowledge, their imagination increases. Okay. Same is answer to the question. Yes. Emotions will also be able to be programmed. Yes, absolutely right, Zoha. It will be in a upcoming years, it will be. And we are doing that thing in a lot of animation and the simulation environment. As far as flexibility is concerned, AI is still very rigid with respect to when it compares to a human being. But overall, if you look at all these incapabilities of AI, it is still outperform human in multiple arenas. So this was a famous diagram, which we call as knowledge pyramid. That was done earlier in 80s, and in the 80s, when we created this particular pyramid, the idea was that we were generating data at that time using computers were coming up, and as the computers are coming up, databases were growing in sizes. So the question was, how do you differentiate what is wisdom and knowledge? And this pyramid was created at that time, and it shows you a very simple way of addressing what is data, which is a raw material that is available to you, and you don't know what to do with it. Okay, once you convert the data into some meaning in a meaningful way, that it become an information. Okay, now information of any type can also be formulated into something which we call as context. So you say a word, and then that word might have several meanings. I like in one of the movies, Amir Khan's movies, PK, when he was explaining how the word acha and the way you pronounce it has a different meaning. That word acha alone is something that is used with respect to a context, and that context gives it a correct meaning. So the context, when you attach the context with the information, then it becomes the knowledge. And when we apply the knowledge and ensure that we are repeating the outcome, then it becomes wisdom. It's something that's for you to just ponder about, because this will be the concept that you will be learning when you start utilizing AI and its technologies. And as I showed you in a previous slide, in the slide where we have the AI tree, all these technologies that you see over here are present over there. And in the same context, if I go ahead and start working on what the AI technology and their drivers are, currently the major work is being done in the area of natural language processing. Okay, and this is about linguistics. This is about learning, understanding the language. How do you generate a language? How do you recognize the speech? How do you translate from one language to another? And I hope some of these examples I will not going to go into, but you can, I'll pass on this slides. And whoever wants it, you can ask Javed Saab or Farooq Saab, and they can give it to you. But if you go to this website, you will going to be able to see some of these things in action. And I hope majority of you must have used Google Translator or Microsoft Bing translators. These are very, very effective and very, very powerful translators. You have seen Siri and you have seen Alexa. All these are voice recognitions, and they are very, very good in doing that. Now we don't have a robotic sounding machine. We have a natural sounding machines. You can write a text and somebody will going to narrate it for you. So here goes the job of these actors who used to do documentary audio for the documentaries. So everything is changing and we have to adapt to that particular change. Let's talk quickly a little bit about what are, I'm just looking at the time, so make sure that we are not. All right, so machine learning, if someone want to stop this. Okay, the machine learning is again a science of letting the computer to learn something that human can do, so that you can ask that, but well, that is the same question. There was the same definition that we use with AI. Yes, AI is basically a bigger umbrella, and within that umbrella, machine learning is residing. So what is there? If you look at the definition, there is something different. One of the things which is different, it is that it improves their learning. So the machine is self-learning. Okay, you are making it to learn by providing information. Okay, that information and the data are actually your observation. So this means that a machine learning, the machine learning is something that interact with the real world. Okay, now what machine learning do very, very effectively? It can do pattern recognition. It can do forecasting. It can do prediction. It can do classification. And if you have learned statistics, you will say, oh, each one of them, I know a theory behind it. Forecasting, regression, classification, there is a methodology, there is a principal component analysis. Okay, so all these things that we have done in decision trees or probability theories are the ones that are applied in the machine learning algorithm. Now there is a request for a 10-minute break. It's up to you guys. If you want to break, we can break it at over here. And but I leave it up to the host over here to decide.
I think we can take few minutes break, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a 5 minutes break and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I think in this 5 minutes, the people who are not taking break can chat also. The video is stopped. Yeah. Arif here. Assalamu alaikum.
आप जवाब दें।
या आप चाह रहे हैं कि लोग सवाल करें और आप जवाब दे सकें?
ना 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 मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि इस 5 मिनट में लोग जरा जो और पर्पस होता है मुलाकातों का, सलाम दुआ कोई भी बात कर सकते हैं जब तक कि स्टॉप्ड है, अगर आप चाहें।
थैंक यू। सही।
आरिफ साहब कैसे हैं? माशाल्लाह
भाई अल्लाह का शुक्र जावेद भाई, बड़ा अच्छा सेमिनार ये जा रहा है। मतलब ये कि काफ़ी नई चीज़ें हमें पता चल रही हैं। सुनते तो हर आदमी है कि भाई एआई है, एमएल है, लेकिन जो एग्जांपल बताया सोलर पैनल्स का और बाकी बातें भी जाहिर है